everybody, Mike Robertson here for Bow River Blog Guided Fishing Tours Incorporated. Today I would like to share a few tips and tricks with you all. We're talking about tackle tips and tricks to make your experience on the water more proficient and catch more fish. Ultimately, that's what we're there for. So a couple little things that I want to share with you today is things that I've learned over the past, right? So say we go out fishing and we catch a big brown trout or rainbow trout or whatever target species you're after, and we bend a hook. That happens often. Hooks bend out, you take the hook out of the fish's mouth, and for some reason or other you get a bent barb on your hook, you get a bent shaft on your hook. So what do? We take it, we try to bend it back, it breaks. Oops. So now we're stuck. We could take another fishing hook out of our tackle box and use the hook from it, or we could go buy more hooks. So this is what I always do. I always buy a pack of this is a 50 pack of Eagle Claw 4x strong treble hooks in size 6. So for example, the importance of having the exact same size of treble hooks as you put on the lure. So say for example, this hook is a size 6 hook. You always want to match the same size of hook with what's on the lure out of the factory. Keeping the balance of the hook, keeping the pitch, the roll of the hook is very, very important. So we don't want to put a size 4 hook on this size 6 hook because it could change the balance of the lure. Okay? So tip number 1, always carry a spare box of treble hooks with you. Super, super important. That way if you ever bend out a hook or damage a hook, the hook gets snagged on the river bottom, lake bottom, structure of any kind, and bends the treble hook that's on the lure itself, you always have backup hooks to switch out. So that's tip number 1. Tip number 2, along the same lines as having spare tackle in your box, is having spare split rings. Okay, so I've had big fish on 20 plus trout, super strong, super feisty, and for whatever reason they actually pull the split ring straight. You could get a faulty split ring from the factory, or what you could also have, I don't know if you can see this, but that split ring is rusty from moisture getting in the tackle box. So what ends up happening is it weakens the split ring, and then you get a monster fish on that just wants to pull, and it pulls the split ring out and bends the split ring. So super, super important to have backup split rings in your tackle box or backpack as well. That way, the same kind of idea, you don't have to take another hook, you don't have to use another split ring from another hook. You're not robbing Peter to pay Paul, so to speak. So having split rings of the same size, you can even go a little bit smaller with your split rings, which creates less resistance in the split ring. So if you downsize your split rings and go a little bit smaller, you're going to have less pull from the split ring to the hook, right? You're going to have less resistance here to here, which will strengthen your split ring and enable you to catch bigger fish with less resistance on the split ring. The split ring won't break as easy, basically what I'm trying to say here. So anyhow, tip number 1, have spare hooks in your backpack or tackle box, and number 2, have extra split rings. These are a 20-pound strong, 100 in the package split ring. Very high quality, stainless steel, made in the USA. Okay, that's good. Support the USA product. Excellent. So there's our 2 tips for the day. Excellent. Always have extra hooks and extra split rings. Super, super important. Thanks for everybody for tuning in. That's our tip of the day. Stay tuned as we carry on with the series of tips going further. Thanks for joining us. Have a lovely day.